Hello, I am Deaf, and Master Price 890 is not here to do this review today, so I will be taking his spot, if you might ask. You see, I go by many names: the Grim Reaper, Death, the many things to come for your soul, but I will be his replacement. You see, it is Halloween, but I'm sorry, I have to get something. I shall return. Be back real quick. Sting. The icon has returned. Woo! Man, I feel good. Sting, Sting, Sting. How you doing? Space ball, bat in hand, everything. So, people, how you doing out there tonight? Welcome to this review of Smackdown. Smackdown. Days off of Evolution. What do I have to say about this show, huh? See, Grim, he's gonna be right back. We'll get to him in a second. But, wait, hold on. I'm gonna be right back, okay? I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Gotta go down here.
Huh. You want to talk about edits, talk about a lot of things right here, but first off, got to be a little bit festive for tonight. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not Halloween yet, but it is Hallows Eve, and I welcome you all to my Smackdown review. Had to break out the Bullet Club, hey, pumpkin T-shirt, trick and treat. You know how this goes. You got to keep it orange, and you got to keep it cool, folks. Got to keep it real festive tonight, I gotta say. But back to business, though. SmackDown. What do we have to say about the show tonight? Some very interesting things, especially heading into Crown. Especially heading into. Sorry, I gotta fix the camera right here. But into Crown Jewel this Friday, okay? And I'm gonna speak a lot of that when it has to do with Crown Jewel. A lot of camera problems here tonight. Gotta keep the focus in, but SmackDown, which there was a lot of changes. Some things I expected and ones I did not expect. But what do I have to say about this show tonight? Was it better than Monday Night Raw? Yeah, because Raw's back to basics. But SmackDown, there was a lot of interesting things going on. Stuff I did not really kind of expect to see go down tonight. But I did find it enjoyable, though. I will say that. We kicked it off Atlanta, Georgia. Hot crowd tonight, I will say, right here, hot Atlanta. So and we kicked off with AJ Styles. AJ is from the state of Georgia. We know he's from Gainesville, but in a way, it was a hometown. Big chant in the ring, and then he Bryan come out, which he wanted to apologize for what happened in the past few weeks with these tag team matches. But Daniel said, I got a infinite amount of respect for you as a man and a competitor, but all I see is the WWE Championship, and you're standing in my way of taking it back. And I would take the style. Yeah, he said he was going to take the title from him and everything, and he was going to do it this Friday at Crown Jewel. But AJ Styles said, you didn't let me finish and everything about the whole Pele kick. It was an accident. But, Bryan says, I'm not really surprised at being kicked. You couldn't find, kick the identical twin, huh? You couldn't do that? And Bryan called AJ, kind of AJ Styles a liar, and that Bryan does not lie. And, he said that AJ hit him intentionally and stuff. But, we don't have to wait till Friday for, Crown Jewel, which people still booed at. We'll do this right here, right now. WWE title on the line. Shane McMahon came out and pretty much, made the match. So we're going to do it now, okay? So pretty much, we all know John Cena and Daniel Bryan said they were not going. So this is pretty much the solution. Instead of doing it on Friday at the Crown Jewel, we will have the WWE Championship on the line right now between AJ and Bryan. Bryan was not going to go. So is John Cena. We know why John Cena is not going to go. People say it's because he's protecting his image, especially being in Hollywood out here nowadays. Bryan, I'm sure a lot of other wrestlers said they don't want to go either for multiple other reasons to what I keep hearing. So a lot of people are not on board for this show. So this was a way Friday. And I kind of thought of it too. A, to write him out in some injury angle, or B, we could just do the match right now and get past it. We don't got to do it Friday. We'll do it tonight. Okay? Now, first of all, this was a great match, okay? This pay-per-view quality match. That's pretty much what this was. A very great pay-per-view match. There was a lot of great stuff, mostly pro AJ crowd. AJ was targeting Bryan's knee through multiple counts of time. One spot I did like was AJ doing that. He jump off the top rope backwards and hit a DDT, but Bryan caught him and started kicking AJ Styles, and then pretty much threw him in. I did like the suplex to the outside of the ring. There's a lot of the story, AJ was targeting Daniel's knee, so that was the big thing from there. But if it's one thing I said about this title match is this: why couldn't we do this in the main event? AJ is the WWE champion, alright? Listen, I've said, I'm sure many people have said, he's the champion, but he can't main event a pay-per-view. Jesus Christ, the man can't even main event Smackdown and he's the champion. That's very strange to me, because this was a main event worthy pay-per-view match. Why is this in the beginning of the show? Even I'm thinking, like, as great as a match this is, and by God, this took up a lot of time. This is like great 30-40 minutes of action. I know the match was like 27 minutes, but it's just so many commercials. That's kind of a problem. It's just so many commercials. It kind of interferes into it. But Bryan was really getting that yes lock in. But AJ Styles, he hit him with a one-arm Styles clash, put him in the calf killer. Pretty much Bryan tried to get to the ropes, but AJ kept wrenching his knee, and Bryan tapped out. Now people say, will there be any repercussions for Daniel Bryan with him not going into the show? Will he get some type of punishment? I don't think so. I don't. Maybe not here. I don't know what the company will do to them, because I've said it before. They can't do nothing to John Cena. Okay, John Cena is like Teflon. All right, they're not gonna do nothing to him. Cena's not in the company that much nowadays. He's out here making movies and stuff. What is WWE really gonna do to John Cena when you think about it? Because the guy's got some pull and juice in this company. He's got some type of power. Bryan, I do believe in a way. I know he's over, but I don't know how much pull Bryan would really have in this company, though, okay? And don't get me wrong, like, this is still a great match, because, Bryan, it's been a while since Bryan's had a really big thing on Smackdown, ever since he came back after his injury and stuff. But, like I said, this was pretty much the way to solve it. AJ retained. I didn't really think Bryan was kind of winning the title anyways. Great match. Terrific match, okay? Nothing really to say that much bad about it. But this was a way to take Bryan out of Crown Jewel since he is not going, okay? Pretty much then after that, they both shook hands and hugged. Samoa Joe came in, attacked AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, put the coquina clutch in him, and then put the coquina clutch in Bryan, which pretty much now we're doing the Joe versus AJ thing again. Well, I guess they needed a replacement. AJ said later on the night he wanted Joe, and even Paige is like, after all the whole stalking his AJ's family, which Joe is still in stalker gimmick when he went to his promo later on in the night, talking about AJ, talking about locking the doors, locking this. Now, what questions me through is this: is Joe actually going to win the championship this Friday on such a short notice? Listen, because we all thought this was done at the whole Super Show, okay? Because they went through 3 matches, and I pretty much think they moved on from this. But did they really have anyone else to face AJ Styles at Crown Jewel since Bryan backed out of it and we had to do the match tonight? Do I really believe Samoa Joe's gonna win? I had thought he was gonna win Super Showdown, but I was wrong about that. I was actually somewhat shocked at that. They want to keep the belt on AJ. I've said it before, it was because of the video game, and I really do believe they want him to have a full year and even beat CM Punk's record if they have to. Because now people saying this: if AJ wins, who will he face at Survivor Series? Will it be Braun Strowman or Brock Lesnar? which I'm kind of feeling Brock is going to win. But does anybody really want to see another AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar 2? And I'm not saying the match was bad last year, and AJ pulled a great match out of Brock Lesnar for God knows how long in a while. But would AJ actually go over Lesnar this time? Because I don't even know if I really want to see him versus Strowman. Now, if Samoa Joe wins, we will see Joe versus Lesnar 2. Hopefully they get some more time than like 6 minutes before. Or a Samoa Joe versus Braun Strowman match. I would feel like it would be kind of hot-shotting the title in a way. Because what I feel like now, they want to do this for Survivor Series. And then AJ will probably win it at the next pay-per-view. And, you know, get his title back from Joe. Because I thought Joe would have been champion, like I said before. But I don't think the company actually looks as, you know, Samoa Joe is the WWE Championship material. Don't get me wrong, Samoa Joe is a great heel, but when I look at the company, I don't think Vince and them see him as like that. I really don't believe they do. Because I feel like Joe was just a last-minute exit strategy to put in this match because of Bryan didn't want to go to Crown Jewel. Because who else was going to face AJ for the title? And there's many people, I'm sure, but some of them are already in that whole World Cup thing. I'd say Almas, but where is he nowadays? And let's not go back to Nakamura. And I'm not going to say this feud is like, you know, this whole AJ and Joe thing is like the Nakamura one. Because the Nakamura and AJ one just did not go out well, okay? All that entire feud was just kicking each other nuts. Who could kick who harder in the nuts? This feud, I still think it feels mid-card with him and Samoa Joe. Because all it was more about Samoa Joe stalking his family than for the championship. This is about being a stalker, okay? That's all that entire feud was about. So, in my opinion of Crown Jewel, I do believe AJ is going to retain, but I feel like they may hot shot it and give it to Joe in a way, just because Bryan could not be on this pay-per-view. But this was a way to take Daniel Bryan out, which I don't really blame him for not going to Saudi Arabia with all the bullshit that's going on down there. But can you blame him? Really? Can you? But moving on from that, from the entire WWE title situation, like I said, that was the best match of the night just in general. They showed a Jeff Hardy promo as he talked about artists taking risks. You know, he's in the World Cup doing his crazy promos as usual, saying he's going to be the best in the world. Miz had one too, saying he is going to be the best in the world. They then went to, I think they went to Evolution. They went to Paige in the back. Charlotte came in, and, you know, Paige said that her and Becky had a great match Sunday, and she asked Charlotte to be the captain of the Smackdown Survivor Series team, which is kind of funny. I was talking to my neighbor about this earlier because they said, where we go with Charlotte from there? I said, they'll probably make the captain of Survivor Series for the women. But Charlotte said she doesn't think she's the right woman for the job, so I guess now they're showing something different because she smiled, but I guess that loss may have taken something from her now, and Paige told Charlotte to not let success go to your head or failure go to her heart, and told Charlotte to think about it. So it's like she's lost, you know, Charlotte lost that match. It's like she's now kind of, I guess, questioning herself now. Because I guess she was affected from Becky, you know, beating her. So this does move on to something interesting. I don't think Charlotte's going to turn heel, but it's probably going to be one of those she's got to overcome the odds to become the old Charlotte again. That's what I'm going to assume what's going to happen there. One thing, even though this was a silly match, when the New Day's music hit, and next thing I heard was the Brood, I'm not gonna lie, I marked out for the Brood. Even though I swear probably 85% to 90% of that crowd sat on their hands and know nothing of the Brood, knew nothing of the Attitude Era, don't know about Gangrel or, you know, what, even, you know, Edge and Christian when they first started back then, they probably don't know. Okay, listen, I used to love the Brood's theme song. I thought they had a very kick-ass theme song then. I thought it could have went, you know, better in their run. Don't get me wrong, Edge and Christian became big stars, you know, and stuff later in their careers. But I always did like the Brood. I always liked the theme music. I always liked the entrance. It was kind of funny because, you know, they knew they couldn't rise from the ground, but they had all these guys in black holding up these, like, you know, torches and stuff, making it look like fire. And they had the whole entrance down packed. Big E was Gangrel. Edge was, who was being Edge? I think it was Kofi. And Christian was Woods. I may be wrong about that. Either had to be Kofi being Edge or Christian being Woods. I'm not sure. Maybe it was in reverse. Correct me if I'm wrong about that though. But I enjoyed that. That's something I really did enjoy, and I'm not gonna lie, I marked out for the music. know who the Brood were, because I popped for it, okay? I like the Brood. I always loved that song, and that was very cool and creative to have them come out. As I remember even last year what the New Day did. What did they do last year? Dress, or maybe it was the year before, dressed as Godfather, Papa Shango, and Kama Mustafa, if I remember. But the Brood, awesome. Love it. Love it. Next thing you know, it was pretty much going to, well, it was Big E versus Cesaro in a trick or street fight match. Sheamus had his whole face and hair dyed gray. I thought, was he a zombie or something? Or like he was the Iceman or something, you know, like he was frozen or something, Sheamus. But is he like he was a ghost or a zombie? I felt like he was one of those. I really felt that way. He had to be a ghost or some zombie-like creature. That's what I'm assuming he was trying to be in there. But the trick or street fight, of course, you had a lot of gimmick style stuff out there, from what, bobbing apples, skeletons, pumpkins, candy, anything you expect to see on Halloween, jack-o'-lanterns, all of that. Wasn't much to say about this match. Let me say one thing: Kofi Kingston fought with sunglasses on the entire time. So since this is a no DQ match, you saw Big Show and Sheamus get involved, as Kofi and Woods did. Pretty much trying, Big Show's dumping Woods' head into the, bobbing apples, trying to choke him and stuff. In this, Big E put Sheamus through a table. I do remember that, because he was trying to dodge him from getting bro kicked and everything. But I think when Big Show had held Kofi and Woods trying to go for a double choke slam outside, Woods spat blood, kind of like Gangrel, into Big Show's face. He was there. Probably was there during that era. He was there during that era. What am I talking about? He was there. Don't get me wrong, but the blood's all in his face. And then, Sheamus, not Sheamus, but Cesaro. Cesaro tried to go for the Gotch neutralizer. He was no, Biggie dodged it, and he pretty much tried to flip him over, but it didn't really work. So when he flipped him, Biggie pretty much sprayed also red mist or blood or whatever in Cesaro's face, hit the big ending. New Day won, or Big E won. And I found it funny, if anybody caught this botch, when Kofi tried to get out of the ring with the skeleton, he almost tripped and failed, but he recovered himself very, very quickly. But I actually enjoyed that match. Yes, it was very gimmicky and whatever, but I found it fun to watch. I liked it, so I'm not really gonna say no, just because I'm giving points to the whole Brood act, okay? I'm just giving a little being biased, but I'm giving points to that. Shane McMahon had pretty much Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and Miz in the back. My God, it feels like watching a roster from 2008 or something. Or shit, probably 2010 when I think about it. But they were all in the back talking about the whole crown jewel thing and the world tournament. As Miz said that Halloween has come early. Halloween has came early. That Ray is a Power Ranger. Jeff looks like an insane clown posse member, and Randy's cool. But Shane said something about the World Cup, because he talked about how Stephanie and them have always tried to get the upper hand on Raw, and they didn't want them to be the best in the world. So he warned all of them. And this was interesting what Shane McMahon said, which is kind of interesting. Whichever one of these four make it to the final spot, to the finals in this crown jewel thing for the World Cup, if they lose, they will not be on Smackdown anymore. So that's very interesting, especially by Shane McMahon, to make a stipulation like that, trying to raise the stakes with these four. Because now either this is going to tell me SmackDown will win this, somebody from SmackDown will win this, or I don't know, Jeff. I don't think Ray's going, because Ray just got back, so I don't really think he's going to Raw. Jeff Hardy maybe, Randy Orton could be. I don't think Miz is going anywhere because they want to keep doing this feud with Bryan, however long they want to keep that going. I'd probably see Orton or Jeff, but I probably maybe see Randy Orton. Maybe, just maybe, they'd be one of them are going to Raw if SmackDown loses. Let me say that if they lose, whoever's in the finals of this thing. So it's a very interesting stipulation. R-Truth somehow got a United States title match, and by God, let me say this. And I know people talking about this match with it's coming up Survivor Series, and they're all hoping this happens, which will be good regardless with Nakamura and Seth Rollins. But by God, man, Shinsuke Nakamura couldn't even get a freaking entrance. And let me get this straight. R-Truth got a full entrance. Nakamura got a jobber's entrance. He's already in the ring. He's the United States champion. The United States title is on the line, but Nakamura can't even get himself a full entrance? He gets a jobber entrance? He's the U.S. champion? Listen, they poorly booked Nakamura ever since he's won the U.S. title. And don't get me wrong, they ruined Nakamura a long time ago, but ever since he's won this title, what has he done since he's been U.S. champion? We barely see him on the show. And it's just like, I don't know, it's almost like they treat it as a joke and it's Nakamura, but we barely even see Nakamura on TV half the time. Or he's gonna lose, but he's the U.S. champion. And yeah, he won this match against Truth, and I'm not gonna say it was that bad or anything, but what I don't get it. Like, why is he U.S. champion if he's really gonna do nothing? It just really feels like he's done nothing unless they really want to try to push this was it for the U.S. title or was it for a non-title though? I heard it was for the U.S. title. That's what I heard. I kept hearing them say that. Some people say it wasn't for the U.S. title. And the thing is, Truth wasn't even supposed to be in this match. They said Dillinger was, but Ty Dillinger, but they said he has an injury, and we don't know how long he's gonna be gone, or the whole finger injury what Orton did to him. Because we haven't really seen Ty Dillinger in a minute, but it amazes me that Nakamura is the United States champion, but he can't even get an entrance. He got a jobber's entrance. Hell, R-Truth and Carmella are pretty much more over him. That 7-second dance break thing is more over than him. And I really question Nakamura nowadays in this company. All I can say is, when is his contract coming up? I really gotta start to ask that now. When is his contract coming up? I actually kind of want him to go back to New Japan now, because WWE has kind of ruined this thing now. I actually want him to go back, because New Japan's been on the rise lately. And I would love to see him go back to Chaos. I would love to see him put on another great match with Tanahashi, or put him against Kenny Omega for the IWGP title. Put him against Naito. Put him against a lot of people down there. Bullet Club, Chaos, Los Ingobernables de Japón, Suzuki-gun, Nakamura versus Suzuki. I'm just throwing some names out there. I know we run Nakamura's face most of these people in the past, but especially Tanahashi. But I would love to see that again if he goes back to New Japan when his contract comes up. But they really just screwed Nakamura badly. But we'll see if this whole Seth Rollins at Survivor Series is gonna come, because Nakamura, he desperately needs something. You want to talk about a guy they're just killing right now? Guy can't even get an entrance. Gets a jobber's entrance. He's the U.S. champion. Fuck out of here. Becky Lynch came out talking about, she had a T-shirt that says "I'm the man." And she talked about the war she went with Charlotte last Sunday in the last woman standing match, but she always got back up again when they tried to knock her down. And then she says, what's next for her now? And she pretty much talked about Ronda Rousey, which the crowd did boo. And she says, I'm not Ronda. She says, I have traveled the world and smashed people like Rousey multiple times. And it's not going to be someone in some type of reality TV thing or something like that. I'm coming to Survivor Series and I'm going to rip Ronda Rousey's arm off. Simple, effective, to the point, great mission statement. Okay? Even though, which is still crazy, and they're going to still make Becky look like a heel. I know people cheer her and they chant her name, but WWE, they're really going to do their best to play her as the heel. Which she is a heel, though. She really is. Whatever you want to say about it, that's how WWE's doing, but the fans look at her as a face. And you look at Rousey and Becky at Survivor Series, all I can say is this: I don't really believe Becky's going to win. I don't know how long time they will give out there. I hope they give it more time, because, come on, you gave, you gave Nikki Bella like 15-16 minutes out there with Rousey, and that was a waste of everyone's time. So like I said, I don't think Becky's gonna win, and I don't want to say she's gonna get jobbed out to Rousey, but you know what this company's gonna do, and they want to make sure Rousey looks really good against Becky to win this match. I see that coming right now, so I know Rousey's gonna win, and I'm hoping it's gonna be a great match though when it happens, because when I hear these, you know, asinine statements from people saying Nikki took her to the limit or Alexa Bliss took her to the minute, you better give this girl a lot of time against Rousey.
That's so nice.
I don't want to see some
Just
type
ask
of...
me what you'd like me to do,
Not
and
now,
I'll
Alexa.
try my best to help.
But like I said, I don't want to see, you know, Becky get jobbed in like 5 minutes. I feel like I would see that coming in a way, but you know how they're gonna do this. Ronda is the face, Becky is the heel. I know people are going to say something different about it, but that is just the statement and logic they're going to go by, which is true though. But it was a very simple and effective promo, so good. Main event time, Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton and The Miz. Pretty good tag match, solid, I will say that. I enjoyed it. Pretty much Hardy and Mysterio won, 619 on Miz, Swanton Bomb. Randy Orton immediately comes in, RKO's Jeff Hardy, RKO's Rey Mysterio midair. That looked cool. Crowd goes nuts for it, even though he's a heel. Miz tries to celebrate with him. RKO, so people love the RKO fest. With Orton standing tall over everybody, I don't think he may win the crown jewel now that I think about it. Because if they got someone standing over on this go home show before it, I don't really believe he's gonna actually win the show itself. I probably don't think he's gonna win this whole World Cup tournament or anything. So I'm gonna go, like I said, he could win, but just judging off right now, I don't think he may. It's crazy that people cheer him, well, mostly because the RKO fest he just did right there, but hey, they try to make it to a very sick, sadistic heel, so yeah. And, you know, one thing I will say before I end this review off, and I know a Mixed Match Challenge doesn't count, but as silly as they make that look, why are we having AJ Styles go back out there a second time tonight after he just wrestled a great match and everything? So, fucking ain't doing this. And hold up. When I finish this, I help you.
No, she's on the floor. Get up.
I'll finish.
And don't ride for me ever.
Sorry about that. Unnecessary interruptions. But yes, that's my review of SmackDown. Like I said, I don't know why they got AJ going back in there again, and you know he's wrestled earlier. But hey, Mixed Match Challenge, it's a whole different thing. Probably be some dance off or something. But yeah, that's my review of SmackDown. A way better show than Monday Night Raw. Raw was just dumb as usual. Like I said, back to business with them. Back to the crap with them. Come on. Did anybody really think Raw was going to change? Don't believe me? Check out my review. And check out my Evolution review too while you're at it also, okay? Because I had a lot to say about that show. Some people not going to agree with me. Some even tried to send a message saying that show was the best show WWE had all year. Really? Hey man, whatever floats your boat, but not even close, okay? They've been trying to promote this Crown Jewel thing forever more than they tried to promote Evolution. So yeah. But that's my opinion on this whole SmackDown tonight. So I'm out of here. I hope everyone has a very safe, great Halloween. I hope you have a cool costume, whatever. Do what you want, whatever. Hey, I like Halloween. That's why you saw those little, you know, costume, the mask, or personas in the beginning of this video. So hey, I like Halloween. That's why I have to rock the, you know, Bullet Club Halloween t-shirt. Very, especially for this time, very festive, and it fits the moment. But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. You know, it's me, the HWD. Come here with the news and reviews. You know what I do. You know where I go. You know how it goes down. This is SmackDown. Gotta pull it off. Got a head full of steam. I may have said this yesterday, but hey, tomorrow is Halloween. I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Just remember, I'm back with the Mac, and just like a lantern, hey man, it's like cutting like Samurai Jack. Hey, that was a good rhyme right there. But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.